Hi, so good afternoon. This is Ken. I'm from, this is Ken O from Canton Chambers Lawyers. This is a second Facebook Live. Uh, in New Zealand now it's 1 o'clock. Uh, I don't know how many people are here, and then your country's time. In any way, please enjoy with us. Today's our topic will be partnership. Many people confused of partnership in their legal situation or actual situation. I can briefly explain of New Zealand like a partnership basis for visa application. Uh, First, I can explain of the definition of the partnership. Many people from many countries are confused when they declare their marriage status in their application. Many people just tick as a single, even though their marriage is for separation or divorced or like some de facto relationship. Some people say, uh, I think this is a difference between for legal systems. In New Zealand, we are common law system, so means for a case law here, and some countries are from civil law country, and their legal concept is a little different. That is the reason why so many people are confused, even though they are living together as like a good partner, but they didn't marry yet, so they declare by themselves as a single. So these caused a lot of difficulties in the future in New Zealand. I got several cases on this matter. Later on is linked to as a character issue. So immigration case officer doubt of their character means for applicant is not a good character, not a good person. So I'll give some definition of the uh, partnership matter. Okay, I can say for male friend, female friend, it's just like we say the friends, only for different sex, means like a man and woman. So just a friend, we call male friend or female friend. However, if you are getting more closer, then we can say boyfriend or girlfriend. How do you define the boyfriend girlfriends? Depends on country and culture. So in New Zealand, the concept boyfriend girlfriends is a different. How can I say a different sex or like a same sex, but their relationships like exclusive, like but means for sometimes they go for outing or dating, and then so they go to travel together, and then exclusive relationship, but they are not living together yet. Means man is living their own home, woman has her own living place. So this is what we call a boyfriend girlfriend. Then some more develop. Then they are starting to living together. Then we call this as a partnership. So in a partnership for a formality depends on the formality. Then we can say if you are officially engaged, we call this as a fiance. And also, if you get married, means for legal marriage, then we call the husband and wife. However, no formality, living together, we call this as a de facto relationship. So this applies also sometimes for on a partnership, whole cover all those situations. So many people confused, even though they are living together, we call this is already partnership start, and then because of not married yet, they declare by themselves as like a single. So for the next is what is the requirement for apply for partnership? And in New Zealand, immigration policy under the partnership matter. So if you live together as a partnership start, and then this partnership shall be for genuine and stable. This is quite like some subjective word, and then you have to prove all this kind of for genuine and stable with good supporting documentation. The test itself is like a very objective. So that means for you have to prove of your relationship with other supporting documentation. Some people say, "Oh, we are genuine couple." Then what can I prove? But this is enough. And also, some people say we got a very good for legal marriage documentation, marriage certificate, and this is enough, right? We are a genuine couple. We understand that comes from any for civil law country, and then paper of marriage certificate itself is a very critical good evidence of your relationship. However, in New Zealand, we are common law country, and then so good legal marriage certificate is one of that documentation to prove your relationship. So in New Zealand, so when you prove your genuine relationship, and you always think for whole other documentation, means for simply and all the asset or interest maybe shall be joined and shared together, and all the liability responsibility will be shared together. This is a good evidence. Also, your relationship can be recognized by third party or public. This is a good evidence. For example, if you live together, then any joint name, like joint account in a bank account, from there you can share of the old money together, and then such as paying for living cost and then any other cost together for sharing. This is one of the critical evidence that you are sharing for financially interdependent each other. And also living together as a good evidence, you can prove that some letters or any official documentation delivered in your same address. This is a good evidence. If this is a joint name, this is more good. But even though husband's name or like wife's name or partner's name, and then individual names like address to same address, this is good evidence. Also, any like liability and then responsibility sharing together, such as for joint tenancy agreement, or like some if your power bill in your name and there's a joint name, or any telephone or internet kind of things, and then if a joint name, this is kind of any sharing of liability responsibility together. This is also good evidence. And also the photos will be like some good evidence. Means that if you got some marriage photo or the photos with the friends, and this friends party or your party, birthday party or any event, then if you go together and sharing a photo together with other people, this is also good evidence. So there are so many other documentation to prove, but not very specified documentation there. All depends on your relationship and situation, and it will be a different documentation can be used. And also when you apply for a partnership visa, and then many people will think about for any processing time. And then when you apply for partnership visa, we got some work visa under the partnership, residence visa under the partnership. If you want to apply for residence under the partnership, you have to be minimum 12 months or more you have to living together, then so you are qualified for apply for residence visa. However, if you apply for under the partnership work visa, and then depends on your situation, but there is any specific time required, but reasonably believe that your relationships are genuine and stable, then depends on the case by case, you may apply, or sometimes you delay of your application. This is whole like a brief idea of your partnership.
Yeah. Mr. Ken, there's one questions that raised today, asking you, in your own opinion, how difficult to obtain New Zealand partnership visa? In your opinion, sir.
All right. Okay. Partnership is sometimes it's a very easy to prove your partnership. So when you apply for your partnership, and so you always have to satisfy like two words. Like one is for genuine, one is for stable. Then how do you prove you're genuine and stable? So partnership is I can say only two people really understand and knows for your genuine relationship. So third party cannot know, right? So that means your very subjective relationship can be proved by any objective documentation. So that means if you got a good evidence of your relationship, such as a baby, and then your name, and then your partner's name as a parent, this is a good evidence of your genuine relationship, in addition to for other supporting documentation as well. So some people think that partnership is very easy. Okay, depends on the case. It is very easy to apply and get us some visa as a partnership. However, if not proved well, then this is really difficult, because this test is only for objective documentation. Also, case officer has to satisfy of your relationships are genuine and stable. That means for you better to get some good advice, and that's a good preparation is the most critical and then important.
For all the viewers here, sir, speaking of documentation support, what are the qualifications that they needed to prepare for applying partnership?
So for the partnership proof, and then this is only for based on for relationship, means that any qualification means any degree or study is not required, and then you need to prove that you're only for how genuine or how like some stable relationship. Stable means for critically for test the time period is for the application is made, and then for last 12 months is the most critical time period to prove that you are genuine and stable relationship. So that means for when you apply for visa under the partnership, and you don't need any university degree or any diploma degree, no qualifications is required, only for your genuine relationship with your partner is the most important thing.
Sir, there's one questions from our viewers here, and Mr. Saidel Cab. Good morning, Mr. Sir Ken. Do we have to take IELTS with a band score of 7 for our application?
No, as I told you, this is a partnership visa application is for different from other category of the visa application. So you only can show for your relationship is for genuine and stable. No other thing is required. That means no English required. However, you have to get some good English requirement to leave your partner, right? For example, If a partner is from other country and then supporting partner is a New Zealand citizen or New Zealand residence visa, and then as long as you are good communication with your partner, will be no problem there. That means for the answer, IELTS score is not required for this partnership application.
Sir, there's one more question. Does they need to be married in applying for partnership visa?
Yeah, initially, then I told you for legal status, and then I can say that in a partnership means for when you are living together, then your partnership is already start. That means that technically, if you are living together, means that you are legally married with other people, not divorced yet, but living together still can be possible under the partnership basis.
Sir, there's a Korean there, sir. Would you like to read it for us? Sir?
Yeah, thank you for 이보이 감독님 감사합니다. Yeah, so that means the not legally married required. If you living together, your living together is really genuine and stable, then this is enough. Even though you're not married, not it's okay. But if you get married, then this is more credible for proof your relationship.
So, sir, there's a question here of speaking of financial capacity. Does they require to support your partner for visa application?
Okay, so financial is not essentially required because this is depends on two situation. When your partner is a New Zealand citizen or New Zealand residence visa holder, you don't need any financial requirement. You don't need any financial requirement. However, if you apply for your visa under the partnership basis for work visa or residence visa, then depends on the situation. For residence visa is as a dependent partner, then depends on your principal applicant. Means that for under the current policy of work visa policy, then if you principal applicant wants to bring your partner, then your minimum income threshold is there. Means that for principal applicants for work visa, as means for middle skill, who can bring their partner and then a family, then currently hourly rate is shall be 20.65 per hour, and then this is a 40 hours basis and then 52 weeks basis. Then roughly $43,000 per year is a minimum income threshold. Not exactly 43, like some 42,900, something like that. So I can briefly say, if your overall income is 43,000, then will be fine. But residence visa is also when the principal applicant is qualified for apply for residence visa, then will be fine. That means financial requirement depends on who is your principal applicant, who is your supporting partner will be different. And I can, in a summary, and if the sponsoring partner is for New Zealand citizen, New Zealand permanent residence visa, and there's no financial requirement. However, if your principal applicant, the partner is for applying for work visa, and then there's an income threshold. But if the partner is for applying for residence visa, and then he need to meet the income threshold that covers for financial requirement.
So, sir, speaking of the side of the approval and then the non-approval, me some question that they asking, what possible grounds of refusal under this partnership application?
Yeah, as I told you, for process and assessment of the partnership is a critical assessment requirement is for genuine and stable. for how do you prove the genuine, means for all the evidence you are living together, means for living together in a same house, same room, maybe same bed, right? And then sharing, some people like sharing for pillows as well. So all the documentation you can prove that's your genuine relationship for sharing of the financial together, and then sharing of liability, and then responsibility together. This is a good evidence of genuine relationship. And then stable relationship means for the time of your application from there almost for actively, critically for last 12 months, and then your relationship is still like unstable, is also a good requirement. This is a key matter of success or fail of your relationship. And once this is approved, and then once this is a good evidence, once that case officer satisfied of this all the evidence and then documentation to prove your relationship, then your case will be approved. So in a partnership matter, sometimes people will think, okay, this is very easy. Because why? Because we are, still good couple, we are good relationship, good marriage status, then I don't worry. But this is different, because you have to prove that your all the documentation.
Sir, there's a Korean more, if we can scroll down a little bit in our, there's some Korean questions that our Korean
Okay.
viewers would
Yeah.
like to ask.
박소영 씨, 감사합니다. Thank you. 소영 Park, and then Chiwon Kim, thank you. It's a Korean lady. Okay. What is that for? Yeah, some people like some comments there, not actually for
Questions.
questions. Yeah.
Sir, there's another more question from Facebook Pinoy New Zealand. One girl, she said like the wife is in a partnership visa, and she taken holiday back to the Philippines for about 4 months, and she would like to come back to New Zealand, but her visa will expire on November 2018. Is she will not gonna have a problem entering back to New Zealand?
All right. Okay. When you got some the partnership visa here, and then you have to always remember that for your relationship shall be stable, means for critical time periods for last 12 months, or sometimes if the time is not short, and the time is not enough, then the immigration officer will see potentially in the next 12 months will be their relationship will be stable. Then so this is one of the factor to consider the case. So the 4 months is not depends on the situation, right? If their relationships are still like stable and then genuine, and then will be okay. However, the visa is always to prepare in advance. Before visa expires, they need to come to New Zealand and then arrange for visa. Or then so before they come to New Zealand, then arrange for their visa. This is more safe way here.
So speaking of the processing, sir, how long does it take this thing?
All right. Okay. Work visa is usually take around like some 2 months to 3 months. Depends on for workload of each branch, and also how much the documentations are well prepared. So some people say, okay, can I more fast process of my case? Said in New Zealand, actually no, right? So prepare well documentation means your case will be more quick process. And also the residence visa is around take about 6 to 9 months, maybe plus 9 months plus minus will be good timing. Yeah.
Sir, may I scroll down more? There's a from Philippine who would like to ask you, Hi, sir. I'm from Filipina and I've been granted a visitor visa for 9 months. Now I have been living with my husband here in New Zealand for more than 4 months. We are married for more than a year already. Can I already apply for partnership visa? Miss Abby Donato.
Okay, Abby, and then I understand you are here in New Zealand already, and then I told you it depends on you are. If you prove that your relationship is already more than 1 year, then also if your husband is residence visa here, then you can apply for residence visa. But this is a conditional. You have to prove that more than 1 year, more than 12 months of your genuine stable relationship. But I think that's from your question. I think your husband has a temporary work visa here, and then you are here 9 months, and then you are living together for more than 4 months already, and then I think you are possibly to apply for work visa under the partnership if you prove that's 4 months living together, and also before in Philippines you are genuine and stable relationship over there, means that possibly you can apply. However, your case is quite for some critical time period, and then we usually say if you live together around more than 6 months, maybe more considerable, but you are living here in New Zealand only for 4 months, but your relationship in Philippines is more than 1 year, is marriage is 1 year. So I can say your case is a very like some boundary of a little easier case or like some the hard case, depends on how you prepare documentation. Some can be easy, can be like some difficult. All right, but in any way, you may try. You can do that because you are already more than 4 months here in New Zealand to see your husband and live it together, and the marriage for more than 1 year. Yeah, much possibility. Yes.
In your opinion, sir, which is the best way in applying partnership? It's better to be online or to do on a paper base?
Uh, Actually, it doesn't matter if you apply for paper basis or online basis. It doesn't mean much of the actual like getting any result. The any approve or decline is key matter is for genuine and then stable relationship, and then how to prove, how to prepare documentation. So, but nowadays online is a little the quicker than paper basis, and also you can save a little cheaper the application fee to the immigration if you apply online, a little cheaper than for a paper application.
Mm. So there are more questions that would like to raise or would like to say comment. Please keep on going because there's more questions that we are getting before these interviews starts, and we're inviting everyone to keep putting more questions in our own live streaming. Okay, sir, there's another more question about the difference between the partnership work visa and partnership residency.
Okay, partnership work visa is still, this is like a temporary visa. Temporary visa means for this is not linked to any residence visa in the future. Temporary visa is always there's some term is fixed for 1 year or 2 year or 3 years, right? And then this is for work visa under the partnership is always for open work visa. Means that you can work if you want, even though you do not work, doesn't matter. You can work for any employer, and also like you can work for any jobs, and then you can work for any hours. Means that you are living in your country, right? So any jobs, no restrictions of any selection of any job. So whatever you want, you can go and then work, and then that means even though you are foreigner, and there's no hassle, no worry of any visa matter. If you see, if you go to interview, then if you got some good job, if you like a job, and you can start, you can do work, and then also you can work for one employer, you can work for two employers, and if you want to work on a weekend, you can still work on weekend, doesn't matter.
Mm.
And then residence visa is for, okay, this is for under the partnership. Then if your partner, sponsor partner is for New Zealand permanent residence visa holder or citizen, then you can apply for a residence visa after you are living together. Partnership is over 12 months, then you are qualified.
So can we also scroll down again, because there's a question from our viewers again.
Okay, so
His name
Okay.
is directly.
okay, 윤민규 씨 환영합니다.
So, sir, there's another more question here that they would like to ask, like in how to say, in partnership visa, is this applicable for the same sex relationship?
Okay, in New Zealand is allowed to civil marriage, means for same-sex marriage is allowed legally. That means we don't have any discrimination between same-sex marriage or different-sex marriage, and also like a same-sex relationship or different-sex relationship. Means for doesn't matter same-sex or different sex. And the principle, principle of the partnership policy will apply to the same. Means that for even though same sex people relationship will be still allowed in New Zealand.
So I think the question's already finished here.
Okay.
Sir, would you like to say something to our viewers?
Okay, thank you for together. Be with me together today, and then today we discuss about for partnership application, and I know this is a very interesting for married couple or like some relationship couple. So some countries, I have experience some country when they apply for student visa or visitor visa. Even though they got a relationship, they declare in the application form as a single, and then got some big difficulties late on. So I do better to advise. You can get some good advice from good advisor or lawyer, and then even though you think immigration visa matters are simple and easy, but when everything is all right, and then everything is like very common, and it's okay. However, once you made a mistake, then this is a big trouble to you in the future, right?
Sir, there's a one last question, because it's very important, from Derek Lee question. He said that, can I ask if my partner holding partner work visa is being sent to Wellington from Auckland to work while I'm in Auckland, will it be impact our SMC visa application?
Sorry, say again, because is this for your partnership visa or any your partners for what is it? PR under the SMC. This question is for partners for principal applicants for visa move from the Wellington to Auckland?
They said like his partner is holding a work visa
Yes.
at the moment, and he
Yes.
will be moving to Wellington while he is in Auckland. So is this have an impact to their visa application?
Yeah.
What is it?
So today is for like a partnership work visa. Then if the principal applicant change for visa condition to move the area, then only the principal applicant change the visa condition, but a partner's visa is depends on for relationship, and the partner's visa doesn't need to change. So partner still have the open work visa under the partnership. So partner doesn't need to change. Only for principal applicants, visa need to be changed, like a visa condition.
Okay, so that's for now, sir. We would like to thank everyone, viewers, for watching us live streaming. Please stand by for next week live streaming again for different topic. And on behalf of Canton Law Chambers, we would like to thank everyone and keep on watching us every week.
Okay, thank you for that. And if any further questions, and then please send your question to visaapply@cantonlaw.co.nz. Visa, VISA, apply APPLY at cantonlaw, KENTONLAW.co.nz. Please send your questions. Maybe we can individually reply, or we individually for give any advice. Thank you for you, and then thank you for joining us, and then I can see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.